Hey guys, so we're going to start doing some weekly videos. We'll probably label them as part 1 and part 2 and try and sort of let people know what we're doing over the course of the week and show you what the guys are up to and progress on certain builds that are in the workshop and so on. So we'll spin around, we'll have a bit of a chat to Cassidy. We need help in making a name up for this, but yeah, let's see if we can get something happening. So what are we doing here, Cassidy?
This is another head and cam job, so just checking the push rod lengths and they seemed a bit short, so we just want to check the piston to valve clearance and then we'll keep going.
Yep. So how are we going to check the piston and valve clearance?
We got a tool in the engine room.
So we're going to pull these 2 front springs off. We're going to put a light spring in there, and we're going to rotate the engine over through its cycle and check what the exhaust and inlet clearances are and see what the piston and valve check is. So Cassidy's a little bit concerned because with this set of heads that we do need a slightly shorter push rod to what we normally use. So he's just basically just double checking, just to make sure things are right. So he's a little concerned. So we're just going to just check it, and if it's all good, it's all good. And if it's not, then we'll need to pull the heads back off and have a look at what's going on. So, but that's just part of it. So it's always nice to make sure that you're on top of things. So Darian over here, he's currently working on Chris's little SR20. We tuned this up a few weeks back, and it pretty much had a bit of an oil leak after we did a few hits on the trans brake, and once that happened, we discovered that on the front of the engine, and it had a thread drilled, but it was into an oil gallery, and it was just right on the edge of the cuff or the corner of the timing cover, which was sort of down in this area here. Where is it? Yeah, just here. So we've identified the problem. The easy solution was to pull the whole engine out. Unfortunately, with the SRs, it's just easy to do it this way, and look, the engine's tiny as so. And then he's in the process now of just cleaning everything up, and then it'll all find its way back into this little pocket rocket. So 2-speed glide, SR20. I think this made 550 something kilowatts. So, but yeah, that's slowly progressing. He's been unfortunately getting pulled off his job a few times while we've been setting up code as GDR. So, and we've got Nick's car over here, which he's been very, very, very patient. Unfortunately, we've had Adam's VF and Coda Skyline sort of consuming a very large portion of our time during the weeks. So Nick's been waiting patiently for a quite long time. I actually don't even know how long it's been, but but we're finally onto it. So I believe this is a Clubby. I'm pretty sure it is. So Clubby or JDS, I can't remember. But it's getting a big single turbo kit. So as you can see down there, there's the manifolds. We didn't make all this stuff. Nick's sort of supplied most of the gears. So Jesse's in the stage of just dummying it all up, working out how we're going to do the build and what we're going to do with it. Sort of got bits and pieces out here. There's the big turbo. So I don't know a lot about this combination, so he's bought it from someone else, and we'll just we'll work through it. But from what I can see, it's doing a wastegate off the housing. Should be a pretty interesting thing. It's all just been coated, and he's just shaking everything out of it. So obviously when it got HPC coated, they didn't. They haven't. It's still full of that. So sort of something you need to take in mind when you're building a car and you get things coated. Probably should clean things out and check them. So hence why you're sort of doing a bit of a dummy up. And then we've got over here my car, which is this is actually going to get worked on this or next week. So, but we've just been doing a few things. So that's the new front tank that we made there for the mechanical fuel pump. Just a little bit of clearancing on the front. A few people will cringe at this, but I want all the air I can get on my intercooler, and at the end of the day, if I have a head on with this car, it's going to be at speed, and I'll tell you now, crushing my intercooler is the last thing I'm going to be worried about. It's going to be my legs and head. So so if someone doesn't like the idea, I'll cut the bar out of that, move on, mate. It's really not a big deal. So, but yeah, that's pretty much where we're at the moment. Jade's currently away getting a photo shoot with his family. so I can't really show you what he's up to, but he's pretty much just been balls deep in the GDR. So, and I'm currently at the moment doing a BT50, which is over there on the dyno. It's getting the remap. And then there's the wagon that Cassidy and Jesse just put together. We did a TikTok video on this engine, and Cassidy copped a little bit of criticism for not putting a brand new water pump on the engine, which I honestly don't think is a big deal. At the end of the day, it's a genuine GM water pump. I honestly would never ever pull a genuine water pump off and replace it with a non-genuine. I can guarantee you it will fail a hell of a lot quicker. So there's nothing wrong with the LS water pumps. Like, we very rarely see any fault with them. So my theory is, and it's an old theory and it's a good theory, is that if it's not broken, don't replace it. And customers are not made of money, so let's not just spend money for the sake of spending it. Yeah, we spend it where we need to, but you know, I will warrant this engine if this thing has an issue with the water pump. Like, I have absolute faith in the GM water pumps, and we inspect it, we check the bearings, we go by feel, and if there's no watermarks or witness marks, don't replace it. But you know, if you are concerned as a customer and you want it replaced, let us know, we'll replace it. But yeah, just sort of touched on that because Cassidy copped a little bit of crap on TikTok over that, and yeah, it's not, yeah, it is what it is anyway. Let's move on. So I'm currently running this one in, so I'll hopefully get this one done today, and yeah, we'll try and drop the videos. If you keep an eye on our TikToks and social medias, we generally do little small clips on that, and yeah, and we'll try and do these videos on YouTube, and we'll put these across to TikTok as well as a bit of a more of a recap of the whole week of what's going on. So, but yeah, let us know what you think. This is our first video, so part one. If there's any stuff that you guys want to see, or you know, demonstrations or anything at all, this is a bit of a new thing for us, so we're going to do our best to try and give you an insight into what goes on behind the actual scenes. Try and do more of a bit of a raw thing. I'm not going to do too much editing or mucking around with this one. I'm just going to put it up as it is, and if we make stuff up on the way, then it is what it is. So, but we'll do our best, and the more input you guys give us, the better. And yeah, please just tell us what you want, and we'll try and accommodate you. So, thanks guys. See you on the next one.